sitting here in the parking lot of the Giant Tiger on a Sunday afternoon. Actually, I think it's Sunday morning still. It's beautiful and sunny outside, and I'm recording this with my iPod Touch. It occurred to me that I've used this iPod Touch for many different things, including taking photos, just to play around with the photo quality. I use it all the time to play music and podcasts and stream the radio. But one thing I haven't tried is the voice recorder on this. And I have been thinking about podcasts recently. This past week, I wrote a podcasting 101 post to share how to record podcasts and upload them to quickly share something to other people. And it got me thinking, I haven't tried seeing what the iPod can do. I mentioned recording in a car as a possible option, and so I'm giving this a try with the iPod. So I think I've talked about that enough. This is the end of week 15 for me. It's Sunday, April the 13th. I'm just doing some grocery shopping for the week, just out and about. I picked up some stuff just now, some chips, some milk, and a pair of shorts, which is an odd combination when you say it out loud, but I'm hopping over to another grocery store soon to pick up the rest of the stuff on my list. I have a checklist going on that I'm going to come back to when on my next stop. I think I'd like to get a car wash today, but I was looking at the car wash and it's pretty busy. I'm going to pass by it again on my way to the grocery store, so we'll see what it looks like. Speaking of using my iPod, this weekend I've had a lot of time on my hands. So I thought one of the things I would do is try to get a little more use out of my Apple devices. I have an iPad as well. The iPod that I'm using right now it's on an older version of the iOS. It's no longer supported by most apps, but quite a few apps still work on it. And I've found out some of the functions that I've been playing with on the iPad, such as focus mode, are also available on the iPod. I didn't realize that's how far back the focus mode went. So I've been playing with that a little bit, trying to play with different settings and setup. So that's one of the things I'm trying to lean into, is making more out of my Apple devices. So we'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to have to fall down some rabbit holes to do some optimization. One of the things I've been meaning to, or really trying to make sure I do this whole week, I'm currently out of town and in a situation where it's very easy to avoid walking the dog for a long distance, because at home we have to take our dog out to let her go to the bathroom because we don't have a fenced in yard and we don't have a leash set up, and even if we did, she would just bark at everything. But so here where we are at my in-laws, we have a leash that we can just hook her onto and put her outside when she wants to go, and it's super easy to be lazy to just take her a few steps up the road to let her go to the bathroom and then walk back. So I've been forcing myself to go at least 10 minutes every day, and that's part of this thing called the Cool Bloggers Walking Club, which I found out about, and I wrote about it very briefly in my latest week notes. You can check that out. It's basically nothing super official or serious. It's just a commitment to walk 10 minutes a day for the month of April, and I've been tracking that in a mini zine format, or zine. That's another thing. I keep in my head pronouncing it as zine, because that's just how I read it, but it's supposed to be zine because it's short for magazine. But one of these days I'll read it that way in my head and I'll get it right. I've been tracking it, and so far we're 13 days in. I am definitely 13 for 13. Yesterday I took my dog out for an hour-long walk, and I tired her out for the entire day. She was just completely wiped out. She is not used to that much activity, and I think also a lot of stimulation, because I took her along the highway and we ended up seeing a deer. Just its fluffy tail leaping away because it saw us before we saw it, and she gets really worked up over deer. And luckily, I guess they didn't come around the house, because I saw some deer down the road later last night, and saw them crossing. And usually when they're near the house, my dog Bailey, she goes really nuts. Like, she starts crying. She wants to get out and check them out and bark at them. And it's hard to get her distracted from the deer. And, of course, they just stick around. They don't know what's going on. They don't care. So sometimes it takes a little while for them to move on. But yeah, so far it's been a pretty good week. I've got another good week coming up. I'm so glad that the snow dump didn't last for too long. It's been now 5 days straight of beautiful sunny weather, so the snow has mostly melted back off, and yeah, it's looking really nice. And I think next week is also a good week weather-wise. I think any precipitation in the forecast looks like rain, which I will take right now. Even though it'll make everything muddy again, I will take rain over more snow, because Monday was terrible. So we'll see what comes up in week number 16.